Hi there. Today we're looking at how the balanced literacy diet can be used as a tool by teachers to help with those struggling readers. The Balanced Literacy Diet is a website to support educators in developing effective and engaging literacy programs. And it shares here that it's university-based literacy experts and school-based practitioners have been a part in creating it, so we can know that whatever activities are shown here are both based in research and on classroom experience. So what we have, the way it's set up, is that it sections all the capacities of being able to read into food groups. And if we click on here, we can see there's a pyramid, just like the food pyramid. And at the bottom, there's concepts of print, letter sounds of phonics, phonemic awareness, until we go up there, until we reach reading comprehension. So what we can do, and there's a little explanation down here of all the different parts of that pyramid. When we're looking at our readers, we can look at the different capacities that they have and where they're struggling and where they have competence, and we can focus on those areas where they're struggling. And so with these food groups, there are recipes, and these recipes are basically activities or lessons that we can use with our students. So I wanted to have a look at a few of these recipes to give examples of how we can use this to help with our teaching. So pretend that I'm a fourth grade teacher and I have a guided reading group, and they're actually struggling with vowel blends, which is not something as a fourth grade teacher that I will be teaching in the main part of my lesson. It's maybe more a second grade sort of a teaching. So I could go here to second grade recipes, and then if I filter these recipes, then I can go down, and vowel blends would be a letter sounds and phonics in that area. And it just so happens that here is a vowel blend, a couple of lessons that I can just quickly take off here and use with my students. And for all of the lessons, there's an objective, tells you what you need, what you do, tips, exactly explains how you do it, and then how you can adapt it. So here's something that I could then use with my guided reading group, and I know that this is something that is research-based. It tells you at the bottom here the related references for where it came from. So that's an example. Now, perhaps I'm a grade 6 teacher who is looking at procedural reading procedures, and I know most of my grade 6 class are used to reading instructions and recipes, but I might have some English language learners that are not used to this sort of text in English. So I could go to a recipe finder, and that might be maybe a second or third grade sort of concept that would be taught. Now, when I go to my food groups this time, I'm looking for more text genres that I'm wanting help with how to teach this particular group. Now, as I've had a little look on this before, I know the third page might just be able to help me. Here is something about procedures. So if I go to it, there's a great idea here that you separate the verbs with the end of the sentence, and then basically the team match up the verbs, the beginning of the sentence with the end of the sentence. And I think this would really help these English language learners see how in the procedural writing is structured perhaps differently than other writing. And that would be really useful for my guided reading group. So just to go over this again, the food groups can help us think of the children's capacities and where they might need extra support. And then the many recipes can help us think of activities and ways to support them. There are also virtual tours, and these are for teachers, and you can see other teachers putting these activities into practice. So this isn't something the students would watch, it's something the teachers would watch, and you might also want to check those out. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this, and I hope you enjoy this website. Bye now.